Welcome to MontRose and Mutt. We've been enjoying the warm fall weather here in southern Colorado. Let's go on a hike around Helen Hunt Falls. It's beautiful this time of year. Then we'll head home and I'll show you how I prepare butternut squash mac and cheese. Let's head home so we can start cooking. We're going to be making my version of butternut squash mac and cheese. We're going to start by peeling the squash with a potato peeler. This recipe is great if you don't have an oven or don't want to turn your oven on. We're going to be making this over the stovetop. This squash is just over 3 pounds. Once the butternut squash is peeled, you're going to go ahead and cut it into medium-sized pieces. Just make sure that you're holding the butternut squash firmly. It is a little bit tough, but just be careful with your fingers here. Once you get to the white side of the butternut squash, you're going to remove the seeds. Go ahead and remove those, and you can toss them, compost them, or plant them next spring. We're going to plant them next spring, so we're going to go ahead and set those aside and dry them. But just continue cutting and don't forget to remove those seeds. We're going to make sure all of the pieces are evenly cut. To the pan, we're going to add garlic clove, a chunk of onion. We're going to also add maybe a tablespoon of oil. I'm using avocado oil. And we're going to also add about a tablespoon of salt. We're going to go ahead and saute this. I'm going to add a little bit of water, maybe half a cup. So when I put the lid on the pan, I can steam it just a little bit and it can cook a little bit faster. The squash cooked for about 20 minutes on medium heat. And right now we're going to go ahead and blend the squash, the garlic, and the onion. If you don't have fresh garlic or onion, use powder. Do not let that stop you from making this. Powder, granulated garlic is perfectly fine. I'm going to add 2 cups of milk to the blender so we can blend our squash. I'm using regular milk. Oat milk is fine. Almond milk is fine. Once the squash mixture is blended, put it back in the pan. I washed this pan because the squash caramelized a little bit too much. And so I'm adding it back to the pan. I am doing one thing. I'm going to set aside 1 cup of the squash mixture, and I will show you what I'm going to do with it in just a minute. But set aside 1 cup of the mixture, and I will show you a little trick. To the squash mixture, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of milk just because it was a little too thick and I need it to be more, a little bit more of a liquidy consistency. So I added 1/2 cup and a 1/4 stick of butter. So 1/2 cup of milk, 1/4 stick of butter. I'm also going to add at this point 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. And we are going to melt all of this together again over the stovetop. We're gonna melt this cheesy sauce. And in the meantime, you can cook your pasta. I cooked a pound of pasta, so we can add this sauce over to our pasta and make it mac and cheese style. Our cheese sauce is all melted. Now we're gonna cover our pasta with it. Make sure it gets into all of the nooks and crannies of the pasta. Here you go, butternut squash mac and cheese. It's done, it's ready to eat. I'm just getting fancy and putting a 3 cheese blend on top. I'm gonna throw it in the broiler for 10 minutes so it can get toasty on top. I just want to do that extra step. Here you go. The butternut squash mac and cheese is done. I just took it out of the oven. I broiled it for 10 minutes just so the top would be crusty. But you can top it with anything your family likes. Bacon bits, red pepper flakes, buffalo sauce. All of those sound really good. Just whatever your family likes. I feel butternut squash is great to cook with. It just absorbs any flavor you add to it. But this is so delicious. It is so good. I wish you could smell it. It smells amazing. It's just comfort food. Remember I asked you to set aside a cup of the squash mixture? So we have our squash mixture that has the garlic and the onion. And we're going to add a cup of water. And I'm going to mix in a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. And I'm going to sprinkle some rosemary. I have dry rosemary right there. And we're going to mix that really well and boil it really quick. Boil it for about 5 minutes. Our mixture boiled for about 5 minutes. And we just made butternut squash soup. It smells so good. It smells so good. I made a cheese sandwich, and that makes a great lunch right there. The soup, really warm soup, the cheese sandwich. It is a really, really yummy fall recipe. Honestly, I don't know which one is better, if the butternut squash mac and cheese or the soup. They're both really, really tasty. Here you go, 2 delicious fall meals. Let me know in the comments how you prepare butternut squash. So here we have our peels. We're gonna put this in the compost and our squash seeds. We're gonna dry those up and hopefully plant them, sow them next spring. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Let us know in the comments how you like to prepare butternut squash. We'll see you next time. Bye.